Children, let me take up the second part of the unit electrochemistry, which is electrochemical cell. Children, you are well aware that electrochemical cells are the reverse of electrolytic cells, in which the chemical energy of the spontaneous redox reaction is converted into electrical energy. You can define the term electrochemical cell as a device in which the chemical energy of the spontaneous redox reaction is converted into electrical energy. In other words, the electrochemical cells are based on the spontaneous redox reaction. Children, the redox reaction can be classified into two types. Number one, we have what do you call direct redox reaction. Second one, we have indirect redox reaction. Children, you have learned direct redox reaction as well as indirect redox reaction in the class 11th chemistry. Even then, I will take up both the type of redox reaction in detail. For time being, let us learn direct redox reaction is a type of redox reaction in which both oxidation and reduction takes place in the same container, whereas indirect redox reaction is a type of redox reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place in a separate container. Children, let me take up the first type of redox reaction, that is direct redox reaction. As I said earlier, in this type of direct redox reaction, both oxidation and reduction takes place in the same container. Let us suppose we have taken a beaker filled with aqueous copper sulfate solution. Children, you know that copper sulfate, being an electrolyte, undergo dissociation in water to give respect to ions. Let me write, look at here, copper sulfate when dissolved in water undergo dissociation to form Cu2 plus ion, SO4 minus ions. Children, the ions which are formed by the dissociation of copper sulfate in the aqueous solution exhibit random independent motion, and the color of the solution is blue color. Children, at this juncture, what do? I insert a zinc rod into the copper sulfate solution, which acts as a zinc electrode. As soon as I insert a zinc rod into copper sulfate solution, we observe some of the changes, like the blue color of the solution gets disappeared. Second one, the zinc rod loses its weight, that means it gets dissolved. Third one, temperature of the solution increases, that is the solution becomes hot. And the fourth one is the reddish brown copper start depositing on the surface of the zinc rod. Children, what are the changes I said right now? They're all because of direct redox reaction taking place inside the beaker. If I want to put that in the form of equation, please look at here, CuSO4, it is aqueous, reacts with zinc to form ZnSO4 plus Cu. Children, the blue color of the solution disappears because the Cu2 plus ions of copper sulfate solution are getting reduced to metallic copper, which are reddish brown color, and start depositing on the surface of a zinc rod. Second one, the weight of the zinc rod keeps on diminishing or reduced because the zinc atoms present on the zinc electrode of the rod undergo oxidation and get converted into zinc ions and goes into solution, which later combines with SO4 minus ion to form the zinc sulfate. The most important thing is that the chemical energy of the redox reaction is now manifested in the form of heat. That is, the chemical energy of the redox reaction is converted into heat energy and get wasted. Children, if I want to write the chemical reaction, I can write, look at here, in the form of Cu2 plus SO4 2 minus plus zinc. You are going to get, look at here, Zn2 plus SO4 2 minus plus Cu. Children, this reaction can be written in two off reactions. Let me write, look at here. In the first case, Zn loses 2 electrons to form Zn2 plus ions. Similarly, the copper 2 plus ions present in the solution undergo reduction by gaining 2 electrons to form copper. Children, look at here. In this case, there is a loss of electrons, and you know the process of loss of electron is called oxidation. That means I can write here off oxidation reaction. Look at in the second case, children, Cu2 plus ion gains electrons and get reduced to copper. That means gaining of electron is nothing but reduction. When this becomes what you call is off reduction reaction. Children, I can write overall reaction as Zn plus Cu2 plus giving rise to Zn2 plus Cu. This is what overall reaction. The main thing you need to understand here, whatever the chemical energy in the case of direct redox reaction is wasted in the form of heat. Hope you understood this. Let me go for the second type of redox reaction, that is indirect redox reaction. Children, let me go for the second type of redox reaction, that is indirect redox reaction. In this type of indirect redox reaction, oxidation and reduction takes place in a separate containers. That means oxidation in one container and reduction in another container. Remember, whatever the chemical energy of the spontaneous redox reaction is getting converted into useful electrical energy, unlike in the case of a direct redox reaction where chemical energy of the spontaneous redox reaction is converted into heat energy and get wasted. Children, for the indirect redox reaction, we can quote electrochemical cells as the examples. So what are electrochemical cells? Electrochemical cells are the devices in which the chemical energy of the spontaneous redox reaction is converted into electrical energy. An electrochemical cell was prepared for the first time independently by L. Galvani in the year 1780 and Alessandro Volta in the year 1800. Hence, electrochemical cells are also called galvanic cell or voltaic cell. Children, a simplest electrochemical cell or the galvanic cell is a Daniell cell. What is that? Daniell cell, discovered by a British chemist called John Daniell in the year 1836. Children, before I take up electrochemical cell or galvanic cell in detail, we should understand some of the basic terms like electrode potential. Let me take up that electrode potential first, and then I'll go for what you call this electrochemical cell or Daniell cell or galvanic cell in detail. Children, in order to understand the working of electrochemical cell, we need to know a term, electrode potential. Electrode potential is the tendency of an electrode to lose electron or gain electron in contact with the solution of its own ions. In other words, the electrical potential difference set up between the metal and its solution is known as electrode potential. Based on the loss or gain of electrons, electrode potential can be classified into two types. Let me write. Number one, oxidation potential. Number two, reduction potential. Let me take up the first one, oxidation potential. Children, the tendency of an electrode to lose electron or get oxidized when in contact with the solution of its own ions is called oxidation potential and is denoted as, look at here, Mn plus. Let me quote an example. Look at here. Zinc loses 2 electrons to form Zn2 plus ions. Now, the oxidation potential can be denoted for this reaction. Look at here. Zn2 plus. This is what oxidation potential for Zn converting into Zn2 plus ions by losing 2 electrons. Now, what is reduction potential? The tendency of an electrode to gain electrons or get reduced when in contact with the solution of its own ions is called reduction potential and is denoted as, look at here, Mn plus M. Now let me quote an example here. Look at here. Zinc 2 plus ions takes up 2 electrons to reduce to Zn. Now, reduction potential for this reaction can be denoted as, look at here, Zn2 plus Zn. Children, after understanding oxidation potential and reduction potential, I need to introduce one more term that is called standard electrode potential. Standard electrode potential. Children, the potential difference set up between metal electrode and its solution of 1 unit molarity at 1 atmospheric pressure and 298 Kelvin is called standard electrode potential and is denoted as E0. Children, imagine I'm going to take a vessel. In that I'm going to take on a salt solution. I'm going to dip an electrode in that. It may be oxidation potential, it may be reduction potential. Now, if this solution is having 1 molar concentration and the pressure is 1 atmospheric pressure and the temperature is 298 Kelvin or 25 degrees Celsius, then the potential developed here is called standard electrode potential. Children, let us understand the terms oxidation potential and reduction potential in detail by taking few examples. Let me take up oxidation potential first and then go for the reduction potential. Consider a beaker filled with aqueous zinc sulfate solution and a zinc electrode dipped in aqueous zinc sulfate solution. Children, there are number of oxidizable zinc atoms present on the zinc electrode and a number of reducible zinc ions present in the aqueous zinc sulfate solution. Such a setup is called zinc off cell. Hope you got it. Children, the zinc atoms present on the zinc electrode have the tendency to lose electron. By losing electron, they form Zn2 plus ions and go into solution. The tendency of the zinc atoms to lose electron or get oxidized is called oxidation potential and can be denoted as, look at here, Zn2 plus. Remember, if you are measuring oxidation potential under standard conditions, say concentration is equal to 1 molar, temperature is equal to 25 degrees Celsius or 298 Kelvin, and the pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere, then it is called standard oxidation potential. What do you call that? Standard oxidation potential. and is denoted as E naught Zn Zn2 plus. This you need to remember. Let me go for the second one, reduction potential. Children, consider a beaker filled with aqueous copper sulfate solution and a copper electrode is dipped in aqueous copper sulfate solution. Such a setup is called copper off cell. In this, there are number of reducible copper ions in the aqueous copper sulfate solution and a number of oxidizable copper atoms on the copper electrode. Look at here, copper ions takes up 2 electrons and get reduced to Cu. Children, the tendency of the ions to get reduced by gaining electrons is called reduction potential and is denoted as, look at here, E Cu2 plus Cu. Remember, if you are measuring reduction potential under standard conditions like concentration is equal to 1 molar, temperature is equal to 298 Kelvin or 25 degrees Celsius and pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere, then it is called standard reduction potential and is denoted as E naught Cu2 plus Cu. Children, these are the terms which are very important in order to understand the working of an electrochemical cell like galvanic cell or Daniell cell. Children, let me take up the next topic, galvanic cell. To illustrate a typical galvanic cell, let me consider one of the simplest galvanic cell, that is Daniell cell. Children, Daniell cell consists of 2 containers. In one of the container, aqueous zinc sulfate solution is taken and a zinc rod is placed in it. In another container, aqueous copper sulfate solution is taken and a copper rod is dipped in it. The 2 containers containing different electrolytic solutions are now connected internally by means of U-shaped glass tube which is called salt bridge. The salt bridge is filled by means of a jelly or saturated solution of potassium chloride or ammonium nitrate. Both the ends of the salt bridge are now plugged by using porous material like glass wool or cotton. Children, when the zinc electrode is connected to copper electrode through an ammeter by using insulated copper wire, oxidation and reduction reactions takes place separately in separate containers. Look at here. The container containing aqueous zinc sulfate solution and a zinc rod is called zinc off cell. And the container containing aqueous copper sulfate solution and a copper rod is called copper off cell. Now the zinc off cell is also called oxidation off cell because oxidation reaction takes place in the zinc off cell, whereas copper off cell is also called reduction off cell as reduction takes place in the copper off cell. Look at here, there are number of zinc atoms which are ready to get oxidized are present on the zinc electrode, and zinc atoms loses electrons and get oxidized to form Zn2 plus ions. Whereas on the other side, there are number of Cu2 plus ions which are ready to get reduced by gaining electrons and get deposited on the surface of the copper electrode. Look at here. As the electrons moves from zinc electrode to copper electrode, the zinc electrode acts as a negative terminal called anode, whereas copper electrode acts as a positive terminal called cathode. Children, look at here. Now this is what oxidation, this is what reduction, is it not? Now I'm going to club both the reaction. In that case, zinc plus Cu2 plus, you are going to get Zn2 plus Cu. This is what the overall redox reaction which takes place in the galvanic cell. Remember, as the flow of electrons are from negative terminal, that is anode, to the positive terminal, that is cathode, whereas the flow of electric current is from positive terminal to the negative terminal. That you need to remember. Children, let us understand galvanic cell through a flow chart. You are aware that galvanic cell consists of two off cells, zinc off cell and copper off cell. Zinc off cell is written on the left hand side, copper off cell is written on the right hand side. Children, zinc electrode dipped in aqueous zinc sulfate solution is zinc off cell, whereas copper electrode dipped in aqueous copper sulfate solution is called copper off cell. In the zinc off cell, oxidation takes place where zinc atoms get oxidized by losing electron to form zinc ions, and hence it is called oxidation of cell, whereas in the copper off cell, reduction takes place wherein copper 2 plus ions get reduced by gaining electrons to form copper, and hence it is called reduction of cell. As the electrons moves from zinc electrode to copper electrode, zinc electrode becomes negative terminal and hence it is called anode, whereas copper electrode becomes positive terminal and is called cathode. When the two off cells are connected by means of external wire and internally by means of salt bridge, oxidation and reduction reaction get completed and it results in the production of electric energy by the chemical energy. Hope you got it. Children, let us go for the next topic, salt bridge. Salt bridge is an inverted U-shaped glass tube filled with concentrated solution of an inert electrolyte like sodium chloride, potassium chloride, ammonium nitrate, etc. There are some important characteristic feature of the electrolyte which is taken in the salt bridge. Number one, the mobility of a cation and anions of the electrolyte should be same. That is, the charge on the cations and anions should be same. For example, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, copper sulfate, ammonium nitrate. You can see in all the example the charge on the cations and anions are same. Second one, the ions of the electrolyte should not be involved in any electrochemical change or reaction. Third one is very important. The ions should not react chemically with any content or species of the cell. So these are the three important characteristic feature of the electrolyte which are going to use in the salt bridge. There are two important functions of a salt bridge. Number one, salt bridge complete the circuit internally, whereas the electrical wire you are connecting between the two electrodes of the container or the off cell complete the circuit externally. I repeat, salt bridge complete the circuit internally. Second one, salt bridge maintains the electrical neutrality in the two off cell or the container. Those are the two important functions of salt bridge. Let me go for the next topic, that is cell representation, otherwise called representation of the cell. Children, let me take up the next topic, cell representation. Shorthand notation or description of an electrochemical cell is called cell representation. For your understanding, I represented one of the general electrochemical cell on the board. Children, a galvanic cell is represented by writing anode on the left hand side where oxidation takes place and cathode on the right hand side where the reduction takes place. On the anode side, metal in solid phase written first, followed by metal ions in aqueous solution. And on the cathode side, metal ions in aqueous solution are written first, followed by metal in solid phase. Children, a salt bridge is represented by writing double line between the anode and cathode. Look at here, how do I write? Mn plus, and then salt bridge, Mn plus bar M. So this is how we represent an electrochemical cell or galvanic cell. You should remember what do you call A, B, C. Children, what is A? A is anode reaction, B is a salt bridge, and C is what do you call that? Cathode reaction. Remember one more thing, what is that? Look at here, LOAN. Other side we write RRCP. Left oxidation, anode negative. I repeat again, left oxidation, anode negative. RRCP, right reduction, cathode positive. Right reduction, cathode positive. If you remember this abbreviation, you can easily represent any kind of electrochemical cell or galvanic cell. Children, let us consider some of the examples in order to understand cell representation. Let me take up the first one, that is Daniell cell. First we need to write oxidation and reduction reaction taking place at anode and cathode respectively. Look at here, anode. Zinc loses 2 electrons to form Zn2 plus ion and 2 electrons. Whereas cathode, copper 2 plus ion gains 2 electrons and forms copper. Once you write, anodic and cathodic reaction, now you need to represent the cell A, B, C, anode, salt bridge, cathode. Hope you got it. Look at here. First, I need to write the metal on the anode side. Is it not? What the metal here? Zinc, bar, Zn2 plus, aqueous, and this is solid. And then salt bridge. Is it not? And first on the cathode side, I need to write the ion, Cu2 plus ion, aqueous, bar, Cu, solid. Hope you got it, right? Now similarly, I can go for CuAgNO3 cell. In this, let me write the anode reaction first. Cu loses 2 electrons to form Cu2 plus 2 electrons. And cathode, where reduction takes place, Ag plus takes up the electron, 2 electrons, the 2 electrons and 2 Ag plus to form 2 Ag. Now let us represent the cell. Look at here. First I need to write anode and followed by cathode. Is it not? And the anode side, first I need to write the metal in solid phase, solid and single bar, and then metallic ions in aqueous medium, and double bar for salt bridge, and then cathode reaction. How do I write that? First I need to write ions in aqueous medium and bar, and then metal in solid phase. Hope you're getting that. Is it not? And third one, let me take up nickel AgNO3 cell. Again I'll write anode reaction. Anode, look at here, nickel loses 2 electrons to form nickel 2 plus. At cathode, silver ions takes up electrons, 2 electrons, so that 2 Ag plus to form 2 Ag. Now look at here how they represent A, B, C. What is B here? Short bridge. Getting or not? Yeah, first let me write on the anode side where the oxidation takes place. In that, first I need to write the metal in solid phase. What the metal here? Nickel in solid phase. And then nickel ions in aqueous medium or solution. And the other side, cathode. First I need to write the ions. That is Ag plus in aqueous medium and bar. Then you have to put Ag in solid phase. So this is how you need to represent an electrochemical cell.